Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching The Big Bang Theory. This is the third episode of the 5th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for in the link in the description below. Just click in it, put the password in, and enjoy. So we've had two interesting episodes. I think they've been pretty good episodes, to be honest, to the start of the season. They usually think they start slow, and I think this has started really well. I've had a couple of laughs in there. The first one was the aftermath of, obviously, Penny potentially sleeping with Raj, which we end up learning that didn't actually happen. And then, obviously, last episode, we've seen Leonard trying to do his long distance with Priya, which is interesting because actually, you know, again, I don't think it's going to work out. Long distance, it's okay for a short period of time, but if she's going to live in India and he's going to live in the US, it's going to break down eventually. And I was saying in the outro last episode that I would actually enjoy both of them, Penny and Leonard, you know, both of them maybe being lonely, maybe obviously, you know, wanting to rekindle the relationships or being socially again together, that they can go back and obviously have more scenes together, because I actually really do enjoy it when they're a couple or together or whatever in the same room and team events or whatnot, because they are two good characters and they're two of the best in the show. And obviously when they're together, it's more entertaining for us. Now again, you know, we seen here Amy sticking up with you know, Penny being a friend, and Penny put a chair off the street. She took it into her apartment. Sheldon sat down. She told him that it wasn't cleaned, it was dry cleaned. She just took it and paid $10 off a homeless man, and he obviously panicked, got naked, he ran off. You know, he was scared. He thought that he was infected with bugs. He had nightmares, and he was basically telling her to get it out of the apartment. It's a health hazard, and she was like, no, no, no. At least she could have done is get it fumigated and dry cleaned, which he said in his mind, in his vision, that he said that she had it done, but she didn't. When Amy sat on it, you could see there was rodents in there and stuff like that, and they ran out of the apartment screaming. And then obviously at the end of the episode, we've seen Howard and Raj actually picking it up off the street to take it back up into the apartment and put it into Sheldon's, so that Raj actually had a place to stay instead of sitting on the arm of the chair. So it'd be interesting if we see actually, you know, correlating to today's episode, if it's actually in the apartment or if it was just a one-off to end the episode in the way obviously we were seeing obviously Sheldon panicking with the bugs on it. But you know, interesting start to the season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you do enjoy today's episode, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into the third episode of the 5th season of The Big Bang Theory.
A moment. We just had Thai food, and in that culture, the last morsel is called the Grangjai piece, and it is reserved for the most important and valued member of the group.
Thank you all for this high honor.
All right, honey, if we're gonna make the movie, we should go. This may be hard for you to hear, but when I say honey, I mean my fiance.
I gotta go to work. I'll walk down with you.
Wait, which is closer to the new train store in Monrovia, the movie theater or the Cheesecake Factory?
Neither of them are close.
Oh, well then I guess it doesn't matter which one of you drives me.
Are you going with Sheldon?
No, I have no interest in model trains, stores that sell them, nor their heartbreaking clientele.
I have some work to do, so...
I can't imagine that would disturb me. Carry on.
Amy?
Yo.
You okay?
Oh, sure.
Thought you were reading.
I was. Now I'm thinking about what I read. You all right, Leonard? You seem very uncomfortable.
No, I'm fine.
Should I go? I've been told sometimes I overstay my welcome.
Oh, you stay as long as you'd like.
I'm glad to hear you say that, because I'm having a wonderful time.
I don't understand really what he's got a problem with. You know, she's actually not even that bad. And, you know, I remember when she was first introduced and he was actually saying towards Sheldon that, you know, maybe they should have their social engagements somewhere else because it doesn't really fit with the group. But I feel like, I don't know, I personally think Amy is one of the growing characters of the show, to be honest. I personally really enjoy her, and I don't understand why Leonard don't really take to her. I guess the more he speaks to her, the more he'll understand, the more he'll, you know, enjoy it, the way I have and the way Penny has. You know, she kind of forced herself being best friends, and what's wrong with that now, mate? They seem to get along really well.
They're having a lecture. HO gauge railroading, half the size of O gauge, but twice the fun.
Which side do you come down on?
Of course, we all know it's O gauge or no gauge.
Can you believe grown men sit around and play with toy trains?
Talk for a man with a closet full of magic tricks at his mother's house.
When we get married, they're all going up in the attic so you can have that closet for clothes.
Moving in with your
Clothes
mum.
at your mother's house.
Don't think of it that way. Once we move in, it'll be our house.
Is she moving out?
Why would she move out? It's her house. Plenty of room, and if we have kids, Mom's there to help. You know, when she tells the Three Little Pigs story, she actually has hair on her chinny chin chin.
Raj, take me home.
Wait, don't listen to her. Go to the movie theater.
Take me home now.
Movie theater.
Raj, take me to the train store, and then I don't care what you people do.
Out of curiosity, what time do you usually go to bed?
Oh, I'm up all night. I'm like a possum.
My yearbook?
Dear Leonard, you're really good at science. Maybe one day you'll come up with a cure for being a dork.
You can add Jerry's Junction to the list of train stores Sheldon Cooper will never set foot in again. Look, it was billed as a lively give and take on the merits of model train sizes, but it was actually a setup to intimidate weak-minded, spineless rubes into buying HO starter sets.
What's in the bag?
I don't want to talk about it.
Had a delightful evening, Leonard. We should do this again sometime.
Sure, that'd be nice.
Need someone to accompany me to the wedding of Dr. Morinelli and Dr. Gustafson this Friday.
Wouldn't you rather bring Sheldon?
I would, but the last wedding we went to was a disaster. He behaved like a child the entire time.
Not my fault. You said there'd be other scientists there my age.
Doesn't matter. You're out. He's in. No date to the prom, 2 dates to a wedding. How times change.
I'll get it! Could you get it? I said I'm getting it!
I don't want to fight. I was just surprised when you sprung the whole living with your mom stuff on me.
I don't know who you're talking to, but in or out?
Before we make any kind of decision about where we live, we have a trial run. You know, stay here for a weekend, see what it's like.
Your mom would be okay with that?
Sure she would. Mom, do you mind if Bernadette stays here this weekend?
Hey, if she's willing to give the milk away for free, who am I to say no? After all your sleepovers with the little brown boy, a girl is a big relief.
The tinier the train, the more concentrated the fun.
How about making my eyes like Cleopatra?
Really? For a wedding?
Perhaps you're right. My cheekbones and beckoning pelvis already have a certain hello sailor quality to them.
Handsome, like James Bond.
It's better than James Bond because he's tinier.
Pretty guests don't normally wear corsages to a wedding. That's more of a prom thing.
I never went to my prom.
Amy, this is for you.
When you're done copping a feel, that goes on my wrist.
It's official. I'm an HO trainiac.
Does your mother always cut your meat for you?
Only when it's fatty.
I found the extra head for the water pick if you want to use it.
I'm okay, Mrs. Wallowitz.
How about a little privacy?
Oh, I know what that means. Hubba, hubba. Let me know when you're done canoodling. Mommy needs a foot rub.
Would you like to dance?
No, thank you. I'm really not much of a dancer.
Not exactly winning any trophies as a conversationalist either.
The bride and groom seem happy.
A feverish night of socially approved copulation ahead of them. In some cultures, we'd stand outside of their bedroom cheering as they achieved orgasm. Leonard, you may not have noticed, but I am being a delight here.
This wedding just reminds me of my kind of sort of girlfriend 9,000 miles away.
Leonard, a word of advice. Moody self-obsession is only attractive in men who can play guitar and are considerably taller than you. Are you willing to draw a mustache on your finger as a conversational icebreaker? I am.
Yo, that's a good mustache, that.
We just had a lovely meal, and you're sitting next to a beautiful woman wearing whorish makeup. Why don't we head out on the dance floor and see if I can sweat through these dress shields?
What I like about Bernadette, right? Not Bernadette. What I like about Amy is the fact that she is like a Sheldon, and she's kind of awkward in situations, but she's always engaging in them. That's what I like about her. Do you know what I mean? So she's not afraid to get up and dance. She's not afraid to draw them things on her fingers. You know what I mean? She's not afraid to go out and have drinks. She's not afraid to have a girls' night and bicker and gossip and hair and makeup and sleepovers and whatever. It's like Sheldon is reluctant to do pretty much everything unless it's what Sheldon wants to do. Do you know what I mean? And like, although she's a female version of him, which I do enjoy, I like the fact that she engages and joins in everything. She's been more fun than Leonard, to be honest. And do you know what? I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, but I do love lightsabers. That actually looks sick.
Howard? I need to brush my teeth, but your mother's been in the bathroom for like an hour.
Oh, yeah, she sometimes has problems doing her business. Hang on.
Shut that down.
Take a break. Bernadette needs to brush her teeth.
She can come in and brush her teeth. I'm not embarrassed.
Honey, she's just sitting in there reading a magazine. You can't see anything. I go in all the time. Wait here. I'm going to go light a candle. And then we make passionate love.
There we go. Last floor.
I just can't figure out what happened. I put my left leg in, I took my left leg out, I put my left leg in, and something just snapped. Thank you for reminding me it's okay to have fun once in a while.
You're welcome.
And also for breaking the head off the ice swan so I could hold it against my pulled groin. Well, good night.
Good night.
I knew she's gonna go over there.
Hi. How was the wedding?
Great. Until I accidentally made Leonard fall in love with me.
Do you want a glass of wine?
Wine is one of the reasons I'm in this fix. He was lonely and vulnerable from missing his girlfriend while I was charming, supportive, and let's face it, in this dress, the perfect combination of Madonna and whore. Oh, Penny, much as I would treasure knowing that the two of us had been defiled by the same man, Leonard just doesn't get my motor running.
So, what are you gonna do? Do you want me to talk to Leonard? Let him down easy?
No, I'll let him have tonight. Then in the morning, I'll send him an email letting him know this body is never gonna be his wonderland. I mean, frankly, you've got a better shot than he does.
Check it out. I bought an N-gauge locomotive, half the size of HO. Look, it fits in my mouth.
A lot more fun with Amy than I thought I would.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Turns out she really knows how to help a guy loosen up and have a good time.
Go on, Sheldon.
She is not for you.
Yo, I liked that. I showing a little bit of jealousy. That was good. That was good.
Good morning, handsome.
Morning, Mom.
It's me.
Yes, it is, and you're so pretty in the morning.
We're very different people, Howard, so communication's a little tricky.
Does he like the pancakes?
He didn't try them yet! It's butter-flavored syrup.
So, what's the word?
He wants butter!
Butter-flavored syrup!
I just told him that!
I don't need any butter.
If you want butter, I'll get you butter.
Well, I guess I'll cut these by myself.
He's had his ass wiped all his life, hasn't he? Literally. He literally has his, like, everything. I bet he's the type of guy, right, whose mum makes him sandwiches for school or work, which is lucky. And she cuts the crust off, which I love the crust. I mean, what you cutting them off for, no idea, but people do it, don't they? Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day, crust cut off, bit of chips in there, a couple of biscuits, you know what I mean? Like, literally, mum making pot lunch, expecting everything from him. Like she was saying there, cutting up his meat, you know what I mean? You do that when you're a little kid, don't you? You give him the sandwich, yeah, I'll cut that chicken up for you, yeah, do you want me to cut those chips, you know, or whatever. It's like, I don't think it's, you know, just like we were talking about the Priya situation, I don't think it's going to work with Leonard. It's like, it's already set up to fail, you know what I mean, in terms of the long distance relationship. It's also already set up to fail here in this establishment. Not their relationship, just the living situation. Like, you know, you can't go from being a person who's got their own place like Bernadette to then moving in with somebody and a house guest, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of whether it's his mum, it's just not the same, is it? Like, you're so used to your own space and you can bring in your fiance, but then bringing in another person, it's unnecessary and it's hard to adjust, and especially if somebody is full on and loud. And the fact is, Howard is pretty needy. He's a bit babyish as well, isn't he? You know, he has to have everything weight and footed on him, and I don't know, maybe Bernadette's the type of person that will actually, you know, agree to take up these scenarios, you know, in the name of love, you know what I mean? And she's already drifting into his mum already, you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see what they do. But, you know, personally, the way it started in terms of the living situations, it looks like it's going to fail straight away. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So, you know, 3 episodes in, feel like they've been pretty good episodes, to be honest. I've you know, I've had a couple of laughs here and there. I'm not gonna lie, I've said it quite a few times, but Amy's slowly but surely becoming one of my favourite characters of the show. Honestly, I really do feel like she's actively, currently, probably my favourite one, you know, out the whole entire show so far. I think Howard's been the funniest. Probably Sheldon is the best in terms of just everything that he does, and his like personality and the way he is, and his delivery of lines, and just everything about him. He is probably the best. But my current phase as a person, a fan watching it, you know, I feel like Amy is rising to the top. You know what I mean? She's like the bubbles. You pour your drink in, and they start at the bottom, and they slowly come up to the top, fizzing. She is rising all the way up. She's nearly there at the froth at the top. You know, she's doing really well. I mentioned it in the episode, but it's the fact that she's kind of another Sheldon, which obviously I'm going to enjoy. I've mentioned the fact before that when he introduced Leonard's mum, who's basically the polar opposite female version of him, literally, she's great, and the fact that was introducing a female that was similar to him in terms of age and relationship wise, I just thought was a great idea. And you know, Amy again was a bit of a slow burner. You know, the best things about life is something that creeps up on you. You didn't expect it, and it's enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's always good to have something straight away. Yes, I love it, but it's also something you're like, that's all right. That's all right. Yo, I love it now. And that's kind of like I'm getting with Amy. I feel like she engages really well in terms of her relationship with Sheldon and the way she is, and she's kind of stuck to her core in terms of nerdiness and science-ness, if that makes sense. But she's always challenging him as well. She doesn't agree with him. She doesn't lick his ass and everything that he does. You know, she kind of disses his field as well and says that hers is superior. She's also trying to engage in all the friendship groups, and she's chilling with Bernadette, and she's like with Penny, and she's engaging with Leonard in today's episode, and she's dancing and she's doing all this. And to be honest, I think she's quite funny as well. You know, like I said, currently she's rising to the top to be one of my favourites. Some fair play to her, mate. That is hard. Come in a show 3 seasons in and start asserting your kind of like dominance on it and making people like you. I think it's really, really good, and credit to her as well. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.